Liviston. An unoccupied Wichita Police Department patrol truck was vandalized earlier today with multiple gunshots damaging the passenger side door. The patrol truck was parked at the officer's residence. The residence is not being disclosed due to officer safety concerns. The officer observed the damage early Monday morning, and a preliminary investigation has revealed gunshots were fired approximately 12:45 a.m. early this morning. There have been no injuries, and no suspects have been identified. If anyone has any information about this incident, please contact Crime Stoppers at 267-2111 or the WPD case detectives 268-4407. The report will be available later. It's just not prepared yet, but the case number is 18C25582. I can tell you it's a northeast neighborhood in the general vicinity of 21st and K96, but I think you can appreciate why we're not releasing that that address.
Do you guys think that this officer was targeted specifically?
Well, I don't know, but it was a Wichita Police Department vehicle. So I don't know if it's the specific officer or just the fact that it was an officer. So, any questions?
What's the amount of damage to the vehicle? I mean, is it something that can be repaired?
Well, there's multiple gunshots, so that remains to be seen, but obviously we'll have to repair it.
Was Officer home at the time?
Yes, he was.
Did he actually hear all of that was going on, or did he just discover it later?
He just discovered it this morning. So.
Now, I know there's no connection, but we have recent shootings at the Warren East security. Now we have, gunshots at a police vehicle. Do you feel that there is an increased level of hostility on the street for police officers and security at this time?
Well, I'm not going to speculate if there's increased hostility. I will tell you that, first of all, we don't know if these two incidents are related, but obviously that's something we will investigate and look at. I will tell you it's concerning for the officers to have this happen within about 3 days of each other. So we'll be telling the officers to remain vigilant, remain aware of their surroundings, and but not to be hyper vigilant. We understand and realize that probably our best defense here is to remain vigilant, but also connected with the community, because let's be honest, those are the ones that have our backs and our eyes and our ears.
That community connection has been very important to the chief since he's taken office. What steps are you taking in the light of this?
Steps
to re-encourage or reconnect with the community.
Well, we've been doing that since the chief got here. I think you explained that very well. We'll continue down that path of engaging our communities at neighborhood meetings, DAB meetings, things of the like. Any other questions? All right, thanks. See you.
Thank you. Straight, I did hand out the press release we have in reference to that incident to our media, so you will have that. Welcome here Monday. It is April 23rd. We have two items that we're going to cover, two cases we're going to cover in our watch today. So let's get right to it. First one's going to be an aggravated battery at the 300 Club, located in the 1600 block of South Woodlawn. Case number 25556. 25556 occurred about 1:40 this morning. Monday, April 23rd, approximately 1:30, officers responded to a shooting call at the 300 Club, again located in the 1600 block of South Woodlawn. When officers arrived, they made contact with security officials at the business, who reported removing individuals who were involved in a physical altercation inside of this club. Shortly thereafter, several gunshots were heard outside. Officers did locate blood in the parking lot and also numerous shell casings on Woodlawn. No victims, however, or suspects were initially identified or contacted at the business. At approximately 4:15 a.m., officers responded to Wesley Hospital in reference to a 26-year-old male who arrived at the hospital and had a gunshot wound to one of his lower legs. Initially, the individual was uncooperative, but then had stated he had been involved in the earlier altercation. We are asking if anybody has any additional information on this case to please call Crime Stoppers. Again, that number is 267-2111 or detectives 268-4407. The investigation on this case is ongoing. Right now, our suspect description is an unknown Hispanic male, approximately in his 30s, 5'11", heavy build, wearing a white shirt, and he was possibly driving a small silver four-door car that had damage to the front bumper. The injury to the individual's leg was non-life-threatening. This is not a random incident, and officers are continuing to work with the management company of the 300 Club due to multiple recent incidents at this club. All right, second case we're going to talk about is an aggravated robbery from a person occurred in the 4800 block of East Eastwood about 1:15 this morning. Case number 25557. On Monday, April 23rd, at approximately 1:15, officers responded to a highway robbery call on the 4800 block of East Eastwood. When they arrived, they made contact with a 49-year-old male who reported he was walking up to his apartment and approached by 4 unknown suspects. One of the suspects brandished a black handgun, and they were demanding property. Money was given to the suspects, who then fled on foot, and the victim was battered by one of the suspects. However, he did not receive any injuries. Suspect 1's an unknown race, an unknown aged male, 6 foot, thin build, had all dark clothing, and he was the individual, the suspect, armed with a black handgun. The remainder of the suspects were unknown race and aged males, 5'8", thin build, wearing all dark clothing. The victim did describe the suspects possibly being between the ages of 16 to 22, and that they all had their hoodies pulled tight and drawn down over their faces. Again, if anybody has any information on this case, if they saw anything suspicious, anything to help us in the investigation, Crime Stoppers 267-2111 or Detectives 268-4407. Anything else today?
On the 300 Club shooting, is our victim a gang member, or is this a gang-involved shooting at all?
No, not that I don't know that information at this time.
Do you know if anyone else was hurt? I mean, has the victim, has he said if anyone else was shot?
We're still investigating to see if potentially there are any other victims with any other injuries. We have not been notified of any at this time. And this was several hours. Like I said, we got dispatched at 1:15 and it was 4:15. So it was several hours after the incident we contacted the individual at the hospital. So we're still investigating.
Do they have surveillance video at that club?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check into that.
Were the gunshots heard after police arrived?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we were dispatched to a shooting. Physical altercation occurred inside.
Got it.
Multiple individuals had left. They were asked to leave the establishment, and then the shots were heard.
Do you have when the other recent incidents were at the 300 Club?
I'd have to get that from but there was some recently here. Yeah.
You said the physical altercation was inside, but the actual gunshots were outside?
That's correct.
Okay.
Anything else?
So you said the shell casings were found in the street. Was it a drive-by?
We're still investigating. Yeah, there was blood in the parking lot, like I said, and shell casings in the street. So that's something we're still trying to investigate. All right, just a reminder about the Sport Law Enforcement Parade coming up Saturday, May 12th, 10:30, Central and Main. Hope everybody can come out and support your local law enforcement. We do appreciate our community and all the help they give us as we continue to work to keep this community safe. And also, the search for Lucas Hernandez continues. We have a banner on our Facebook page. If you have any information regarding that case, you can always call us, Crime Stoppers 267-2111. Okay, that's all the information I have today. Monday, April 23rd. Appreciate everybody being here. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thanks.